Imagine this: you're born in rural America, not only rural America, but Republican America, in a city called Chattanooga in Tennessee, one of the more poorer states in the United States, with 14% poverty. And you think to yourself, I mean, you really, really want to become successful one day. You dream of one day being like, what's a good example? Like Scrooge McDuck swimming with literal cash. And I mean, who doesn't want to be like that? And let's face it, if there's one place to do that, it's in the United States of America. I mean, it's the place where Wall Street, New York City, 120 Broadway, the Golden Coast. This is the place to make money. This is the place to build an empire. And like, I mean, there's a lot of loopholes. Anyways, let's talk about our main guy, Isaac Dawson. Isaac Dawson is the head of the Kingston branch of the Yellow Deli. Apparently Venezuelan born and born and raised, I would presume, either in Nova Scotia or Nelson, British Columbia. And our friend Isaac Edward Dawson, he's gotten into some little bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble, I would say. What kind of trouble, you may ask? Well, why don't we read this together? This is a little article I found. I have survived my experience with the 12 tribes. I married a Canadian man in Africa in 2010. My husband, Shy Mascot, sponsored me to come to Canada and live with him. I arrived the 9th of May 2012. Upon arrival, I found out he was living with the 12 tribes of Israel. The community did not recognize our marriage as valid in spite of the Canadian government doing so. They did not want to recognize it as their intention from the beginning was to separate us. Isaac Dawson, the top leader, started influencing my husband, teaching him that we blacks are slaves and that we have an evil spirit. Shy started to mistreat me, physically attacking me, pressing me against the floor. Isaac cut me off from everything. To go to English class, to work outside, he even prevented my husband from helping me fill fill the form to get my permanent residence, my social health insurance, among other things. My husband personally changed for the worse, and he became what he had never been: violent, aggressive, a lot of manipulation. A Berwick man was sentenced to 5 months in jail for ignoring a court order that allowed his former common law wife access to their son, Michael. Edward Frank Dawson, 40 years old, a member of the Bible based 12 Tribes of Israel cult, seemed stunned by sentence handed out by Nova Scotia's Supreme Court Justice Hiram J. Carver. Justice Carver said that the breaching of court orders involving a child in an extremely serious offense because strikes out against the family unit. He added that although he believes Dawson would not commit the same offense, again, the general public must be sent a strong message that they can't break the law. Dawson fled Nova Scotia with his son Michael in mid March 1992 after being served a notice to appear in court. Judy Seymour says the 2 years spent searching for her 11-year-old son have been the most painful of her life. I'm exhausted, the Montreal woman said yesterday, one day after being reunited with Michael. I spent the last 23 months crying myself to sleep. At times I feared that I would never see him again, and I wouldn't give up trying. One thing is for sure: I won't be leaving my boy in anyone else's care for a very long time. Nova Scotia. 2 years ago, during a custody dispute, the boy and his father disappeared from Nova Scotia commune run by the Northeast Kingdom Community Church, a fundamentalist religious group that preaches the corporal punishment of children. The two were found Thursday when FBI agents raided a Santa Cruz, California home that serves as a branch of the fundamentalist group. Edward Dawson, 39, is awaiting extradition to face abduction charges in Canada. So, as you can see with these little articles I've been reading to you, you could tell that Isaac's got himself in a little bit of trouble. And it's interesting when you actually get there and you actually see how they live. It's interesting how no one ever questions everything. There's never a discussion of what are we actually doing. What is it that makes this right? I'll tell you guys a story. Not too long ago, I was in their farm with a couple friends of mine, and we met this woman that doesn't seem to be part of the community, but regularly visits, like us. She mentions that marriages and other special ceremonies in this community is a sight to see, and I kind of just did a little bit of video myself to really see what I'm missing out on. And apparently, these are the total sort of weddings that you would see in their community. I've yet to be invited by one. I think no one has gotten married as of lately, so hopefully I'll have the opportunity to witness a yellow Deli marriage. But time will come. The time will come. I actually also had the opportunity. I was in France not too long ago, and I got to meet the community over in Toulouse, which is, well, unironically also another student city. It seems like they prioritize student cities. They want to be around young people because that is their main recruitment. They want to recruit younger people, so that is where they will be, in Toulouse, which is a beautiful city with beautiful scenery and people. It's a perfect location. Point is, I talked to them, and it turns out Isaac is a pretty big guy, pretty well-known guy in Yellow Tribes, 12 Tribes community. Excuse these little photos of us with their farm animals. That's me and my friends. And I do have one more video to show you before we end it off today. Take a look at this.
My buddy here is heading over to Europe.
Yep, and I'm here with Isaac. It's been a pleasure meeting you. It's been a pleasure knowing you for so long. And I'll see you soon, huh?
We wish all the
I guess you can say I'm really, really deep inside the rabbit hole.